Hello, this is your attorney, Jiwon Lee. There was a shocking report about pop star Bruno Mars recently. A media outlet reported that Bruno Mars owed over $50 million in gambling debt to the major casino in Las Vegas, MGM. They claimed, citing an anonymous tip, that Bruno Mars earned $90 million annually through his contract with MGM, but used a significant portion of that income to pay off his gambling debts. They also added Mars only makes $1.5 million per night after taxes, and MGM basically owns him. This news has spread widely because Bruno Mars did have a performance contract with MGM, but ultimately MGM stated that these claims were completely false, and Bruno Mars has no debt with MGM, thereby dispelling the rumor. Well, one interesting point is that if Bruno Mars had indeed gambled enough to accumulate such a debt, he would naturally bear contractual liability, which also means civil liability. However, what if Bruno Mars were Korean? He would probably have a high chance of going to jail, much like Big Bang Seungmi, the center of Burning Sun scandal. Why? Because gambling in casino is illegal in Korea. Surprisingly, yes, it is illegal. According to Article 246 of the Criminal Act, a person who gambles may face a fine of up to 10 million won, and habitual gamblers may be sentenced to up to 3 years in prison. Betting at a casino is also considered gambling, so in principle, it's all illegal. Wait, then what about the many casino hotels in Korea? Many foreigners don't realize that these casinos are all exclusively for foreigners only. Koreans cannot enter casinos in Korea except for Gangwon Land Casino, which is the only casino open to domestic visitors. So it raises the question of whether Koreans live their lives without gambling. Of course not. While gambling is theoretically punishable, exceptions are made for temporary gambling among families or friends during holidays, considered as entertainment and not subject to punishment. Additionally, Korea has designated certain industries where betting money is legal. That is, legal gambling includes lottery, casinos, sports promotion voting rights, bullfights, horse racing, boat racing, cycle racing. These are the only 7 gambling industries allowed by law, and any other gambling outside of this is illegal gambling. So remember, if caught in online gambling, both Koreans and foreigners will be punished. Basically, these Holdin Pubs do not provide gambling with money. In Korean Holdin Pubs, upon paying an admission fee of around $10 to $20, participants are granted 1 game entry along with a complimentary beer, beverage, or coffee. Players wishing to continue participating in games can purchase additional entries. The key point is that cash exchange using chips or points obtained during the game is not possible. Therefore, these establishments operate similarly to regular board game cafes, allowing them to avoid legal regulations. If you're a Korean citizen and gamble overseas, it's still illegal. The South Korean Criminal Act punishes Koreans even if they commit a crime abroad. For example, the Philippines does not penalize gambling. However, if a South Korean citizen gambles at a casino in the Philippines and this is reported, they will be punished. Of course, just visiting a casino or even if a Korean plays a few games in a casino is not punished as long as it is just for fun. In other words, if it is just a temporary entertainment, they won't be punished. However, because the concept of this temporary entertainment is very unclear, there's much controversy. Sometimes people claim that if the amount at stake is large, they will be punished. But in reality, a South Korean citizen who was sentenced to 8 months in prison for gambling around 200 million won, which is 150 grand, in the Philippines, while a famous celebrity's mother won 10.4 billion won, $8 million in the US, faced no punishment. The frequency and context of gambling are more important than the amount. He would be likely to sentence to imprisonment for habitual gambling and violation of the Foreign Exchange Transactions Act. Assuming the rumor of $90 million gambling is true, it would have been done multiple times, constituting a habitual gambling, and therefore he could face up to 3 years in prison. Also, Koreans are allowed to carry only up to $10,000 per person when traveling abroad. Therefore, if one gambles abroad without declaring amounts exceeding $10,000 or borrows money to gamble abroad, they could be punished for violating the Foreign Exchange Transactions Act. However, if it is their first offense, they might receive a suspended sentence and avoid actual imprisonment. For reference, in the Burning Sun case, Big Bang's Seung-mi was sentenced to 3 years in prison for offenses including overseas gambling and arranging prostitution. Well, it's fortunate that the article about Bruno Mars' gambling debt was just a rumor, and it's even more fortunate that he's not Korean. This is your attorney, Jiwon Lee. Thanks for watching.